Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monster School. I am Monster, and I am here with.
Mama talks.
And today we are talking all things witches, as much as we can, because the idea of each subject, which is we covering basically the subcategories of horror, that we're gonna cover them to the extent that at least you know what they are. So a lot of people see horror as like a linear platform, where it's like, Nightmare on Elm Street's a horror. It's like it is, but it's
Eh,
categorized as slasher. It's like there's
right,
other
right.
you can't sum up everything in it. It's very I don't know. It's an interesting way to do it. So before we get into witch movies,
Yep.
I am bringing up my Google Docs, so I'm terrible at ranting. Um, I don't know why I have this as a note. So I saw two really shitty horror movies that I would put in my notes to advise you not to see.
Thank you. I appreciate that because there's been so many shitty ones.
Yeah. So one of them is called Countdown. It's a lot like what is it? It's kind of like The Ring. Like this magical app gets downloaded into your phone. If you click on it, it tells you how long you have to live, and then by the time it reaches zero, a demon like supposedly it's an interesting concept, but it's awful. It's
How
awful.
original.
My friend Chase, we were watching it together, and he thought because we were doing it through Discord, I was looking up what was happening next because I kept calling every single thing that would happen next,
I
and
hate when they're
I
painfully
know
predictable.
at the end,
Stop.
literally, it's like a daughter, no, two sisters, and like it was as plain as day where you're like, that sister's gonna sacrifice that sister to save her life, or like it was just like, cliches are ridiculous. The other one I got very tempted by because I saw reviews on it. It was like high on Rotten Tomatoes. It's called Relic.
Relic like the relic? Like from the book? Like the creature?
No, this is different. This is like
Okay,
a
I was gonna say
weird.
like, whoa, homie.
It's
Hold
just a
on.
keep in mind. There's a movie out there called Relic, and it's just stupid. It's just stupid. It's not even horror. It's just slow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Although I will say, as far as the movie The Relic went, the book was 1,000 times better, of
Okay.
course. They skipped a lot of the good stuff.
Got it. Well, this one was about ancestry, where like two people move into a house and something's going on with their mother, and you're pretty sure it's dementia, but it's not. It's something else, and
Oh,
you're hoping it's
I
like a.
don't like that.
Yeah, that's the thing that made me roll in my gut, where it looked seemed like they were using what was that M Night Shyamalan movie where it's like the grandparents are crazy. Remember that?
Mm.
And the grandmother's like, "Get in the oven and clean it for me" or whatever. Like a lot of cheesy lines.
Why don't I remember
Well,
this?
anyways, it's a lot like it's a lot
Get in the oven.
like women abuse or rape or something. It's like it seems like they're utilizing dementia as like a plot they really don't need to utilize it for. Like they
Well,
could
yeah,
have went,
okay. Good example, the crazies.
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Enough
Or
said.
like, or like, pretty much any Exorcist movie ever. Oh no, it's not the devil. It's fucking mental
It's
illness.
this. It's yeah. Well,
And
that was the
then
part too that was huge sacrilege where I was like, oh my gosh, like a lot of people are going to be offended by this. There was a priest in what was the other movie I just said? Oh yeah, Countdown that they go to for counseling, and he's eating the Eucharist out of a Ritz like box. And I was like, you're kind of doing that. Like, it's weird because it wasn't funny. My friend didn't find it funny, and he's not, religious. It was just a weird
right.
little anecdote. I'm like,
Well, well, and that's honestly it's kind of plays into my beef with a lot of these witchcraft movies. They're pretty insulting the entire way. Like
okay,
it's disrespectful.
we're about to get into that because the next topic I have is basically Essex Street. So,
Yeah.
for those of you out there that who do not know, Essex Street is a street on Salem. Year round, it's Halloween for them, and it's interesting. I didn't know this. I didn't know it was year round. I thought it was like during October. But recently, I went down there, and oh my gosh, it's like if almost the entire town, it's
Makes
witchcraft
nothing off of
oriented. Like
it.
there's this, there's
Yeah.
that. They're selling like demonic stuff. They're selling. I went because I wanted to go to Count Orlok's wax museum, which plays for yes,
What demonic shit are they selling?
like like demonic stuff, like the stuff like pentagram oriented, like
Okay.
not like yeah. Were you trying to fight with me
Uh,
right there? Was I about to say something to make you fight?
Well, not too much demonic shit has anything to do with witchcraft, which is why I was confused. And the
That's
pentagram is
what
a
I'm getting
symbol
at.
of protection.
This, well, I went to Count
But
Orlok's
I
Nightmare
get,
Museum.
I get where you're going now.
Yeah,
Okay, got
the
it.
Nightmare Museum had like the best stuff, the most realistic wax figures I've seen in my life. There's over 300 of them, from penny, like every horror film you can imagine. It's there for you to look at. Then we went to a restaurant called the Village Tavern. Best food I've ever had in my life. And I've been to Disney World. Amazing. The problem with Essex Street is, and it made me sick, and I didn't want to be there. But I was a bit more of a hypocrite because again I wanted that food and I wanted to see Count Orlok's. A lot of torture, a lot of abuse came to children, women, and men who are condemned as witches. And there's a memorial where you can go to and pay your respects. And there's a museum that we went into, and I paid my respects. There was a letter that I was reading, and I almost started welling up and getting goosebumps right now. But it was the mayor after all these people were condemned, and he's basically saying how it was a mistake. And it's so gut wrenching. Yeah, right. It hurts so bad, and I was like, I felt such remorse, and it's interesting. It's so interesting the mindset because like I'm literally gonna cry.
I'm right there with you, actually.
Right.
I'm really trying hard not to like
It's
fuck up my
so
makeup.
interesting the mindset because I realize the things that happen to these individuals, a lot like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or like things that happened in reality, they built a town where they're selling products based on a fictional mindset, but they're doing it literally where the graves of these
Yes.
people were. It's so disgusting to the point where
Yes.
you're like, you can buy a witch hat right there for $19.99, and no lie, 2 minutes away, right next to it, is the memorial. And you're like,
Right.
I'm so confused. You guys wait, you condemn what happened to them, but you're willing to say, I wear this. You're not wearing this to support them. You're wearing it because you like the idea of the fairy tale
Because
witch.
it's exactly. It's
It's like, and if that's the case, it shouldn't even be sold there. It's like,
they and that's it. This is all like a gimmick. It's not about spirituality. It's not about anything of it. It's just making a profit off of the fucking brutal deaths of innocent people because they decided to speak up against some bullshit. Because that's what most of it was, oh, how dare you have an opinion.
right.
There's no law here, so I'm just gonna blame this on witchcraft and burn your ass. Or more so, they were crushed. Not too many burnings actually
Yeah,
took place, but
see, somebody tried to contradict me that at my old job, and I was like, fuck
no,
you.
no. Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I guess I'm popular today. That's never happened. I got 4 texts back to back, and I was like,
It's always when you're doing something. It'll be quiet all the rest of the time, and then boom.
right. Oh, Nitty's
Everyone
in
and
chat.
their mother.
Hi, Nitty.
Nitty! Hi.
Do you chat up on your end in case like we become popular all of a
I
sudden?
do. I just gotta boost my brightness a little bit. I'm blind. So here we go.
But yeah,
I'll put that there.
it was gut wrenching. Like when that epiphany hit me.
Yeah.
And I was there. I'm like, what other place freaking? It's just so weird. It's so weird.
I won't. I refuse to go there.
Right.
And
like,
most people know I'm very,
well, that's the thing with my.
I walk my
I
path.
tried to bring my
and,
father with me down there, and I was like, "You gotta check out this
Cool.
museum." And then my mother's like, "Yeah, no." Like, and it's a good.
No,
It's a,
thank you.
it's a thing where it's like,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
I do recommend though, if you ever come to Florida, check out Quesadega.
I'm gonna come to Florida eventually and visit you. I know this year's booked, but next year I could make a trip down there. We could you could just show me everything that's horror oriented.
I can do that. We got plenty here.
Okay. Because you said there was a torture museum down there too,
Yes.
right?
Very-
cool.
yeah,
Look
yeah,
at you. All right, let's get to it. So, hypothetical question.
Oh boy.
What magical ability would you like to possess? It doesn't have to be witch oriented, just possess. But it has to be
Okay.
magical in nature.
Healing.
That's awesome. I'm about to cry again. I wasn't expecting that. The fire and brimstone.
I'm a good one. I like the heals and the good stuff.
Healing's good. Yeah, if somebody gets hurt, you heal them.
What about you?
I don't know.
I figured you would say something like portaling or something.
No, I wasn't thinking Apex. Maybe I don't want to say it, but maybe destruction. Well, I see it more as no, not the way you're thinking about it. I'm thinking like
just refer back to what we talked about before we went live
well,
now for a moment.
Finish. I'm saying like if like a bunch of like street workers are like, hey, we want that building taken down, and they're like, but it's gonna take 24 hours, and we have to spend Thanksgiving with our families. I'll be like, it's like done. That type of destruction. Like I'd use it as a good skill as opposed to a bad. But I like the idea of something tempting me to using it as for evil.
What happens if there's like a learning curve with your powers? Like always, you're gonna like accidentally destroy some shit if you get really.
Well, because the same could go for your healing power.
Oh no, you're totally healed accidentally.
I'm sorry, Hitler. I just healed you. Like you could heal a guy that's actually just murdered or hurt somebody. Shame on you.
I would only do that so they can't die, so I can continue to torture them until.
Yeah, but what if like you're on the street, right? And you see a guy and he looks at you and he's like, "Help!" And clearly he has like a bullet wound. You're like, "I got you," and you heal him, and you feel good. But it's that Spider-Man Peter Parker effect where he just finished. He runs up to the guy that shot him and kills him, and it was a woman he killed. I mean, I'm making it worse.
Don't go shooting people if you don't want to get fucking killed.
All right, good point. All right. Let's talk about.
I would much rather accidentally heal somebody than yeet an entire building.
That's true. Ooh, since nobody's in chat right now, because I want to save it for when people redeem it.
Oh, he didn't mean it, Nitty. He didn't mean it.
I meant it. All right, you ready? Are you ready to see these fingers? Well, Nitty's gonna see it, but if somebody cheers 500 points, no, 500 points, 500 bits, or $5. I put the finger basically in the Audrey 2 or whatever, right? But these are the fingers. Hopefully you can get it. Look how real
Audrey's
that thing looks.
Audrey's a plant, not a person, just so you know.
You know what I mean.
Well, I want to make sure they know.
Isn't that insane?
That's a pretty good thumb there.
I thought you were going to be more impressed. Hold on, there's a bloody finger. Look at that one.
Oh, that one's good.
Right?
Ooh, this is a good job. Does it have like
the nails
ridges and stuff? No, like the
yes.
fingerprint.
So hold on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hold on. Let me find a good one. This one right here. Let's see if you can see it.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Right? Well.
Even the little ridge is like perfect. A little bendy.
Right? I almost threw up too. I opened it.
That looks hella
like
real.
I've never seen it that close before. All right.
That's funny.
So the first movie we're going to be talking about is okay, cool. The Vitch, VVITCH.
I didn't love it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was that great.
Why didn't you like it? Tell me.
I don't know. I just didn't really like.
You didn't like the progression? Because I thought it was it did an excellent job of like showcasing what a witch is. It's like the steps of becoming a witch.
Did I watch the right one?
Please tell me you do. It had Anna Taylor-Joy in it and a goat. Did it have a goat in it?
It had a goat.
A black goat?
Yeah.
Did it end up being the devil at the end? And he was talking?
Right.
You saw it?
You do realize that that's like the devil is like a Christian Catholic thing. It's not a witchcraft. It's not real.
Right, but the devil is mostly depicted with witches, hence Witches of Eastwick.
Sure, I guess it's okay for entertainment value, but I wouldn't say it follows the path of a witch.
Right, but we're talking about cinema.
But you just said because you liked it because it follows the path of a witch. I'm just saying it doesn't. That's all.
Okay. I don't know. I told
you this is going to be a rough episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough episode. Damn, I really thought you'd like it.
I'm sorry.
I like the idea, like, at the end, I thought it was cool how they were all in the woods.
Yeah.
And it's like he's bringing them in, like the Pied Piper, and he's creating this following.
Yeah, that was creepy.
All
it was
right,
like
let's just move to the next movie.
Like reverse the village.
True. I hate that comparison, but okay. But no, I don't know. I don't want to keep going. I'll just get my heart broken. I keep thinking I could convince you. I saw this one poster I really wanted. It had the goat on it and said, "This goat is an asshole." The
really,
next
it
one
was
is
the little siblings that were assholes.
True. True.
Mhm.
The next one
And
is
of
the
course,
witch.
she gets blamed for everything when they're the ones talking to the devil goat,
That is weird, right?
right?
Next one is the witches with Angelica Houston and the remake with what's her face, Anne Hathaway. So let's start with the worst one, which is obviously the one with Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I
I'll be
yeah,
honest, I can't even remember,
that's the
and
thing.
I
I didn't
literally
like it
just watched
either.
it. There
A
was
lot of
nothing like,
CG.
ooh,
I was excited because it was what's his face did it? Robert Zemeckis, who did like Back to the Future. He's like a headlining director. Forrest Gump, he did. He did
yeah.
Flight with Denzel. Like he did all these like killer ones, and then
Where
they're like,
where was all the razzle dazzle?
yeah, exactly. Um, no, this movie was just rough. It was. I was thoroughly excited, but it's like even the way they did the smiles on the witches, and
Yeah,
it's like
it
it
was
didn't.
gimmicky.
Yeah, it was just gimmicky.
It was
But
a gimmicky movie.
on the bright side, it's not that it's not worth a watch. I'd say because I don't think, in my opinion, if you're whatever you call them, the younger kids like Gen Z or something like that, and you want to watch a witch movie, I don't think they'd sit through the Angelica Houston one. In my mind,
You want to
'cause
watch
that's
a witch
more.
movie? Watch a fucking witch movie.
I know, but I
Not
just
a
can't.
movie just titled witches. It didn't really cut it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that the fucking movie we watched the other day. Uh oh fuck.
You got
I
this.
can't think of the name. The one I couldn't stop raving about. That was a phenomenal witch movie.
Was it the one you recommended to me?
No, the one you recommended.
Oh, well, okay. We'll talk about that one again. Suspiria.
Yeah, that one, Suspiria. Yes,
Mhm.
that one takes the fucking cake for witch
Right.
movies.
I
It really
love
does.
Kate
If you want to
Blanchett
watch a
in that.
good witch movie, that is the one. If you want a like cliche kind of witchy movie, then watch The Craft. That one's good.
Right.
Like, but like a lot of these movies just suck, and they're
They do.
mislabeled. I feel like it shouldn't really be called. It shouldn't really be a craft involved if it doesn't have any fucking craft involved. Like, oh, she's pale and she's spooky. It's a
Right. The
witch.
only
Like, not
crafting moment I
really.
remember in that movie
Born.
was I believe they were outside sitting on the grass and they were talking about mono and they tried something. That was like it.
Oh
It was
no,
just-
there's a lot of it throughout the movie.
yeah.
There's a lot of it. Yeah,
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, the finger thing. Yeah, you're right.
everything pretty much was
You're right.
something.
But the original
Yeah.
Witches with Angelica Houston is a classic. The way they morph is so unnerving, and the puppeteering work and how it's all practical. And Angelica Houston, in my opinion, will slay in anything she does, regardless of age. That movie I wholly recommend, but it has that hiccup effect of Nightmare Before Christmas, where it's like it's a kid movie, but you can't really market it towards kids. It's
Right.
adult movie, but you can't really market it towards adults because it's kid oriented.
PG-13
Right, like it's a splice down the middle.
for kids that are mentally old enough to handle it, and people that aren't like seeking sex every 10 minutes in the show.
Right. True.
Because Lord knows horror loves to rely on that too, and it gets old.
I agree. Oh, okay. Next one's fun. Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. That one's always a goodie. I
So-
like that one.
I like it. It has its rough patches for me. Because I don't think I've ever seen a lot. No, I have. I was thinking about, you know how they're hung at the beginning?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything that dark in a horror movie, but then I remembered in Tarzan, Clayton was hung by the neck.
Mm,
And you saw the shadow of that, so.
yeah.
I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
fun movie. I like how they, a lot like The Craft, I like how they set up the character shots.
Mhm.
Where it's like they're so individually oriented characters, and they're doing that with each
Yeah.
shot, like their profiles almost. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like if they're striking a pose,
Yeah.
they're doing it in a way that character would do, and it's so like cool the way it's done.
Like honestly, it doesn't even feel like Halloween unless Hocus Pocus gets played. Like it's got to be played.
I agree. Yeah, I'd recommend that one. Witches of Eastwick, though,
Great movie.
amazing movie. Like it's
Great movie.
phenomenal.
That one I watched when it came out, and I was little.
Yeah.
But I remember just being like, "Holy shit, that's terrifying and
Right?
amazing."
It's very soft. Like I rewatched it. It's very softcore porn, like esque. Like when they're in the house with him.
Oh yeah, it
Right?
gets kind of yeah.
It's interesting. It's
getting-
Susan Sarandon.
Well, and that kind of brings in the whole like it kind of strays away from like the witchiness and
Well, I
more
was
into
gonna
like
say
the
that too.
devil,
Half the movie,
like
I'm like, they're not really witch oriented,
orgy
except for when they
style
talk
bullshit
about
that
it.
happens. Yeah,
Right? They're just
like
like, we're
it would be like
witches.
honestly, it should be like the brides of Satan, not so much the witches of Eastwick. To be honest with you, like because that's pretty much what was happening. He was,
That's pretty smart.
that's what he was doing.
Yeah, that's pretty. No, that makes sense. Because the only reference to them being, oh, I just got cigar ash on. You got me so distracted. Literally, the one thing I was making fun of you for before stream about putting it out on your computer. Oh wow! All right, well, it's just gonna smell like great cigar for a little bit. No, you make an excellent point. Like it's the only reference to them being witches at the beginning is when they're like, we know witchcraft or something, and they just naturally know it or something like that. There's no like learning curve.
Yeah, right. And
They
like,
just
what do they
naturally
really
know it.
do?
Yeah, but
Like, I
Jack
play this
Nicholson.
instrument really well now.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but that's a phenomenal movie. Jack Nicholson kills it as the devil. Like it's
he's
so good. The way it's very like Al Pacino and Devil's Advocate, where he's like complaining about his position of power, where it's like I do all this stuff over and over. Like he's just frustrated because he's not loved or wanted, and even like the witches who are supposed to be
me.
right. That's the idea. It's very. I love the way they went about doing that. Because it very much escalates. That's the thing. It works so well as a movie.
Well,
It starts off
and
like here,
that
here,
plays
and here.
into the character like perfectly because that wasn't that like one of the big problems was like me, my. I want to be number one. No, I'm amazing. So like, and he got that. He was like, look what I can do. And why don't you love me? Breath.
Now, if you had to recast the witches and the witches of Eastwick today, who would you pick?
Shit. Oh no.
You can go with anyone in the world.
Oh dear. So it has to. Let's be honest. It's got to be someone with dark hair, red hair, and blonde hair. I suck with names too. So hang on. Let me.
You got this. Because I don't know either. I gotta think too.
Okay. They would have to be kind of youngish, but not too young.
Well, that's the thing too. They were gorgeous. Like I was watching them, they were like flawless. Like the director, like literally sought out. Like it's so weird, but it's like I'm looking at Cher, and Cher doesn't tend to look like her best at times, but she looks perfect in this. Like I'm looking at her, I'm like,
dude, Cher, yeah, she's where it's at. Okay, so
even Susan Sarandon.
It's so hard. Yeah.
Okay. You know what I would do?
What would you do?
Hold on, I'd flip it. I'd make the witches males. I'd make them warlocks, and I'd make the female the devil.
I like that.
Right? And the female...
Who would be the devil?
It's got to be someone... It can't be like Scarlett Johansson. It's got to have somebody like the type of sinister in there.
Angelina Jolie.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's probably because of Maleficent. She just...
I was going to say, right when you said that, I pictured Maleficent. Another witch.
Yeah, like she's a good, strong female lead that's got that little bit of darkness. You know, like...
I do Charlize...
Nitty said Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, yeah. I do Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron. You've seen her before. She was in the movie called Monster.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Right?
Ooh, that's a really
someone
good
that's
choice.
like alluring, but she like strikes fear at the same time. Like you feel like she could kill you. Yeah. And then you know what? Like just for shits and giggles, just because I want to make a quick buck off this, and I don't want to make it all sinister, I'd probably take the today's angle and make it PG-13 and cast like Channing Tatum, Kevin Hart. Right?
Oh, no.
That would be. I know. I'm the guy that just ruined the franchise. I'm that guy in the room. Like, guys, I know what they want, but.
Well, I don't think. I think you said you didn't end up watching this show, but the Netflix Sabrina.
Sabrina. Oh my gosh! Did you say Netflix Sabrina or did you say Sabrina?
Yes. Netflix.
Because I went back and watched the 70s.
Are you serious?
Sabrina.
Yeah. Oh no!
I was there. I'm like, this mechanical cat is phenomenal, but
no.
I didn't watch it.
Oh no!
No, I should have known too. I should have known. I'm just so used to like when people say Sabrina, I picture that cartoon intro of like her. No, like I saw Sabrina. No, I originally went back and I thought you were talking about Bewitched, and I saw 2 episodes of Bewitched. I'm like, no, she said Sabrina. So since I was already in the 70s realm, I went back and I watched.
Oh.
So no,
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't.
not the same.
It's
The
not the same.
Netflix Sabrina is very dark,
It's
very
darker.
adult, and
Okay.
wonderful. I loved it. It pissed off a lot of people in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Like
I was
there
gonna
was
say I heard of it, and the thing that deterred me from it is the marketing. Like when they marketed originally American
it's
Horror Story, they
Netflix.
said from the creators of Glee. But from
Ugh.
Sabrina,
I
they
see.
said
Well, yeah,
Sabrina's thing
yeah,
was
it's
from the
got that like
creators and the
teenage.
cast of Riverdale. And I was like, why do I want? I thought it was a teeny thing. The way they did it.
Oh, well, okay. It is. A lot of the story is based on like teens. They're
Yeah.
in school and shit. Like it's that age. But there's also a shit ton of other cast, shit ton of other things going on. Like it's not just like Riverdale.
Okay. All right. If it's not like that, I'm just
Riverdale.
saying. If I go into it and it has this like teeny
You're gonna
bopper
like
feel,
it.
okay.
Okay, you might have that at first.
I don't
Just
like
give it
that.
time because Sabrina is not your typical teenage witch. Okay. Similar to what you want to see
The
happen
vibe I got
with,
from it is it a
which
lot
is a
like
beast.
Suspiria, where she's like some type of like she's more than meets the eye.
Ah!
Oh, well, that means a yes, because otherwise you would have said no. Thanks.
You're gonna like it. You're
Okay.
gonna like it.
Okay, I'll check
You're
it
gonna
out.
like it. Yeah, it's got very adult shit too, so don't worry. It's not gonna be teeny bopper. If any teeny boppers are watching it, please don't act like that teenager in
Okay.
that show, please.
The next one you recommended, I didn't watch. I don't know if I will watch, but I want you to guide me through it. It's Lords of Salem with Rob Zombie, just because I heard so many bad things
Oh, okay.
about it.
So yeah, well, that was the thing. I was like, "There's this," but I didn't like it.
Okay, good. Let's move on.
Like I said, I was like, I love Rob Zombie, but I don't care for this movie at all. But it's witchcraft somehow. I don't know. I didn't.
Who would you say is your favorite witch of all time? And it doesn't have to be horror oriented.
I guess I don't know if I want to answer that on the internet. To be honest with you,
Is it like a porn star witch?
no. It's just more closer to home than
Oh, so it's actual realism.
yeah.
Go with this, fictional.
Okay,
There you go.
fictional.
I just made it a lot better for you. You're like, oh, that's sad. I'm like, well, you don't have to do the non-fictional one that's in your head.
Yeah, like immediately I'm like, oh.
Well, I'll say mine. So I
Um,
think Ursula is dope from Little Mermaid,
Oh, she's a mean bitch.
right? Because like even like people don't even get that she's a witch, but like Sebastian even includes Ariel, where Ariel's like, I'm going to see Ursula, and she's like, you can't do that. She's a witch, and it's like she's literally trapping souls and turning them into that. Like I love her whole like
Exchanging energy for energy, but you ain't getting nothing good out of that bitch.
right. Right. She
Ursula.
reminds me a lot of what's her name from Pink Flamingos, the crossdresser. John
I'm
Waters.
terrible with names.
Pink Flamingo. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
I'm still trying to figure out which is my favorite witch.
But no, I love the way like she just carries herself, like she just owns it, because you never really see a witch own it.
Oh,
She's
she
always
rocks it.
doing sinister to be
She's very confident in her
right.
fuckery.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of witches get a heavy duty amount of delight and just like own it. She's the only one I've noticed that like owns it. They're either practicing their craft, or they're doing their craft, or they're doing something evil. This is the first one where she's just like, you're a bunch of poor unfortunate souls and this is awesome. Like she's just down with it. There's a lot out there.
There's so many. I'm trying to like. I'll be honest.
There's Maleficent. Maleficent's a witch.
You know, I didn't even consider that.
Yeah.
I do like Maleficent, but this is gonna be way off track.
Okay.
But practical magic. The aunt with the dark hair, I fucking love her. She was a bad bitch. I loved her so much.
I think I know. Practical.
I hope you know practical magic since we're covering which movie. It was like one of the good ones.
Images.
Kind of more of like a romancy feel to it though.
Oh, Sandra
It had
Bullock.
its like what the fuck moments, but yeah. She's not the witch that was my favorite though. She was kind of a pussy in it, but you know, understandably so. But her aunt, the dark-haired aunt, she was awesome.
I'm sorry, but I'm looking at this picture of them with those big ass hats. It's kind of ridiculous.
You know, there's a reason for the hat.
I know there's a reason for the hat, but I'm saying it looks like the thing from like Scary Movie 4 when the officer has a cap and it keeps getting bigger every shot. Like, it's a very big hat, is what I'm saying. All right, I might check it out. I don't like Nicole Kidman though.
Well, you probably enjoy some of the things that end up happening then. She doesn't have a great experience in the movie.
All right, next is let's do Suspiria again. Why not? We already kind of talked about it, but
Can't help it. It's so
it's
good.
right. Like when I saw it, I was like, "This is groundbreaking." Like in terms of like, that's what pisses me off about like the Oscars. It's like they should start like classifying more genres of horror in there because ever since Spike TV stopped doing their thing,
Yeah.
it's like they don't really get anything. They just make the movie and then it goes into post production and then it gets released and it's done. There's no award.
Unless
for it.
Netflix picks it up or Hulu, you don't really
Right.
hear of it again. Mm-hmm.
It's so weird how it's handled. But the thing I liked, again, the original, it is trash,
It's so true.
but it's attempted art, which I appreciate because it was trying to do something aesthetically, which I don't automatically condemn it for because I like the idea of this, that, but it's like the paint, the blood is literally red fluorescent paint. Everything is just overexposed. Like there's things that are just like you're trying way too hard, man. Like if this is your first film, it's like you're trying way too fucking hard. But the highlight of the remake was the ending payoff because in the original one, she just kills the witch in the bed. She leaves, and it's a happy
so
ending.
lame. All that waiting for what?
Mhm.
And then this movie just
This
came
one,
in and
you
was
find
like,
out
this is why it's about this.
right. She is Mother Superior. It's like they're grooming her. There's a reason for all this, and then the practical effects of like the overweight woman in the chair. It's like it has this very vibe. It reminded me a lot of like Angelica Houston's The Witches, where it's like it just feels so like cool. The only thing I didn't get
It's very good.
in the film, and this was my only question mark. I mean, you can answer it for me, is why did the girls who have this dance recital, right? They're practicing. They don't really notice they're practicing on like a pentagram or whatever, right? How come they all went down to the basement willingly and did a dance in front of obviously the grandmother who's demonic looking? In front, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they tell them pretty much they're grooming for a recital, but they don't know the recital's down in the basement. So why did not one of them be like, "This is a weird concert hall," you know?
Well, I don't think they were in control of themselves.
Okay, that's what I was thinking
Like
too. I just wanted to hear that
the
from
ones
you.
that were just kind of like standing with their like shit cut open and stuff. Like they had they couldn't react. They were just kind of doing as they were told, just like
Right.
the dancers. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because my theory would be what ended up happening is because this is all about energy.
Mhm.
They forfeited their energy. They willingly. Here you go. You know, so they were able to just you in the teeth.
I just forgot about him. Like, did they still
They
glow?
were
Like,
able to kind of be like, okay, we have your essence now, dance puppet.
yeah.
You know, and
That's cool.
they're terrible. So of course, Mother came in and was like,
Right.
well, fuck your shit up, bitch.
Because I rewatched that right after I saw your also probably like equally like how much you love Suspiria from me basing it on my recommendation to you. Your recommendation to me of Let Me In with Chloe Moretz.
so
It was
good.
cool because I saw that and then I saw Suspiria and Chloe Moretz is in the opening shot and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like it was weird. It's like a nice little segue into it.
Hell yeah.
All right, next is if I can bring it up. I don't like how every time I click the screen it brightens me. I gotta figure out.
I know that's why I try to lean as far away as I can. Like have a little bit.
No, I
of
think next time I
consistency.
have notepads upstairs. I'll just put it on my hand and just like do a quick look down. Oh yeah, let's go back to Fear Street. So yeah, so this is the thing I want to touch upon real quick. It's tough because we talked about Fear Street under I believe the slasher category.
Kind of.
So I don't think
we didn't
it's
really
wrong,
talk about it.
Right. I don't think it's wrong revisiting the same movies if they apply to their own, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And we have to admit, when Fear Street's kind of unique because
very unique.
Similar to American Horror Story, each season kind of had a different genre that they really focused into.
Right.
Because it went from slasher to witchcraft, like boom, boom. Similar to American Horror Story, actually.
But
They
I
did that
remember us
too.
having different opinions on the movie. I did not like the fact that they
Yeah,
went
I know
back
you
in
didn't like
time,
it.
and you
I
appreciated
loved it.
that. But I
Me too.
liked the very first. I think it's because okay, you know what? No, we can't really look at it in that term because that's like the slasher mentality. We gotta think of it in
Mhm.
terms of witch.
Yes.
So let's focus on the witch. Her name,
Mhm.
don't remember.
Don't remember. It's been too long.
But it's interesting the idea of connecting the red moss to her. So there's a
Mhm.
little bit of character detail because if you look in the background shot, you see red moss. You know, there's essence there. Um, and it ultimately does what every horror trope does in horror movies, which is it's a sympathy tale by the end, where it's like the witch is in pain.
Mhm.
Like there's a reason she suffered.
Well, yes, and that's why I liked it. It shows you, okay, you thought you had a villain. It's not this one. It's this one.
Right.
You're just seeing the reaction to this nasty shit, but no one sees this one. It's hiding.
But
So everyone's focused
she
on
was
her.
evil. She's misunderstood evil, like Freddy Krueger. Because if you remember, she's
How
sending
is she
those.
evil though?
She was sending those henchmen after them. The kid with the bat, the guy with the hacky sack, the woman that sung the song.
No.
Yes, she did.
No. It was him. The dark one.
You're right. The police officer that was like
Yeah,
reincarnated. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. She was a
you're right.
deflection from the actual evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Ish. That's why it needed that backstory.
Right, I know, but it's just
Yes.
I don't know. It just for me, it just like
But that was it, right? He was so good with people in the community. He was such a nice guy. He was someone you could trust. And
right,
it was like he was pulling all the strings to create all this hate. That's why everything always shitty happened to the south side. Motherfucker was north side, and he was like, I'm gonna make sure this stays shitty
I
so
forgot
my
about
area
that.
stays
That was
nice.
stupid to me. The that's the
Like,
only
really,
part.
bro?
The west and the south side thing pissed me off. Where it's like that's so I don't know. It just seemed cheesy to me. Where it's like that's the bad side. We're the good side. I'm like that wouldn't like.
No,
It
yeah,
seems
but
like an act of
okay, maybe
segregation
because I
that
live in Florida, I kind of understand it because that was like still pretty fucking prevalent here, where
right.
literally a stone's throw away changes how you're treated, what kind of person you are, what kind of job you're gonna get, like shit like that.
Rest
It
my
really
case.
does
That's a good point.
affect you. Yeah, it's stupid. Which is why I was like, yeah, call that motherfucker out.
Yeah. The
Because it's
next
always
one.
that one.
The next one I want to
Always that
talk
one.
about because I think I brought it up to you, but it's a Netflix series and it's a long watch. I'll try not to spoil it. But it's called Marianne, and it's a French TV show about a witch, and a witch that basically stalks a woman throughout the entire series. And it is so interesting how it's done, and the witch is interesting, and the girl is interesting, and I recommend it wholeheartedly. I can't really go into details without spoiling it, but the woman is an author, and she's writing about her experiences from her past with the witch, and eventually the past catches up with her and she's back in it again, and everybody's like, when are you going to write your next book? And it's very good. It plays I thought it was Stephen King when I was watching it, and I was just like, no, it's flat out like an original thing. But Marianne is
Interesting.
definitely worth seeing.
So it's like Interview with the Witch.
Moving on. All right, next is we already did Sabrina. I didn't do American Horror Story yet.
No.
But
You didn't watch it?
just because
Okay.
because to play devil's advocate,
Hmm.
walk me through what is it? What's the season called with the witch? Coven. Coven.
Mhm.
Literally explain and spoil Coven for me, because by the time I catch up to Coven, I'm gonna forget what you said. Like 100%. Like I forget in the course
Honestly,
of a month.
that is a season you don't need to watch any of the others to really.
Oh,
That's okay. So the way
moving on.
American Horror Story, why I like American Horror Story is
Yeah.
because seasons after like they do eventually connect,
Yeah.
but you don't have to watch them in order. Coven eventually connects to Apocalypse, which was like one of the later
Mm-hmm.
seasons that came, but there's a lot. It's a lot. Pretty much Coven. Okay, so there's this like school where they try to get young witches to go to for their own protection because witches are constantly getting killed off.
Okay.
And this is them trying to like preserve preserve, their covenant. And
Is it modern day or 1700s, like the Salem witch trials?
it's kind of
Or
in
is it like
between.
a hybrid? In between?
Yeah. It does kind of covers a lot of the past in the show. So you're kind of bouncing back and forth. You're seeing shit from history that explains what's going on now, and there's characters from the past that still exist in the current realm. So that's it's actually, you've got witchcraft, and then you've got hoodoo and like voodoo, and
What's
so that's why I
hoodoo?
liked it. It brought what's hoodoo?
Yeah.
Hoodoo is a little bit more rough than voodoo.
Okay.
Voodoo's kind of like neutral,
I
where
didn't even.
it's
Okay. Sorry, but my favorite song, one of my favorite Disney songs of all time, is from Princess and the Frog. It's the one that I've got friends on
I've
the other
got
side.
friends on the other
When he
side.
says, "I got hoodoo,
Voodoo.
I got voodoo,
I
I
got
got
voodoo."
friends,"
Yes.
you ain't even tried. Like I thought hoodoo was a word he made up to
Okay,
try
so
and
think of
commandeer
the
it.
like dark monsters that are coming after them.
Okay.
That's the hoodoo part. You don't fuck with people
Oh,
that
that's
know
the part.
hoodoo.
It's like, do you know voodoo?
It's
They're like, yeah, do you know hoodoo?
how
No.
kind of like I don't really want to have people come at me though, so I gotta be careful.
Just
here.
say no. Don't do that because
Uh,
I want this entire stream to be like a free for all. Because later on, like, there's opinions on Twitch that I want to eventually drop, like on a stream where we have themes with Twitch. That's gonna not agree with anyone. Like, I might even lose people over.
Yeah,
that. It's
I
like
don't
I
wanna-
like being open and honest because I don't believe in
Yeah,
cookie cutter. But if you think it's
okay.
gonna affect your stream in some way,
yeah.
then don't.
Well, it's not that
it.
like a person just in general, because
I mean,
unlike I
could
do.
you could tell everybody. You could give the entire world pure water. One person will always say it's dirty. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah, but when that person can fuck up your life, you don't want to say
when
it.
that person can poison your water. Yeah, true.
like-
If you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, don't refrain.
What I'm just gonna say, I've met a lot of beautiful people that can do hoodoo, and they're amazing souls, and but
Well,
there's also a
Expound
dark
on that.
side
Why would you?
that I am scared
Why would
of.
somebody do hoodoo if they're a kind person? If it's so malevolent?
Why do a lot of Christians and Catholics do what they do? People are still people at the end of the day. They're gonna have flaws. We're human.
Right, but you
but
saying it's a
there
flaw
are those
is you saying
that,
hoodoo is a flaw. You said people
no,
have flaws.
I'm saying the use of it for darkness is a flaw, but you can use it for good, just like any other form of spirituality or walk of life.
Interesting.
Some people will have, okay, so have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't even
There's
know what that is.
subcategories for your character. You've got lawful good, chaotic good, neutral good,
Oh yes.
lawful
Oh,
bad,
and
chaotic
by the way,
bad.
real quick,
Okay.
Nicole says hi.
Hi.
Just no, she's not here, but I'm just. I was sending a message
Hi.
like I was in somebody's
Okay.
stream and I told them I had to go stream. She's like, "Oh my god!" She was in the Christmas stream. She's the cook, blonde hair.
Yes.
She wanted to say hi to you.
Oh, hi.
She's not okay.
I know. Maybe she'll watch the show.
Oh, true. Or I could just go back and be like, I said hi. But I get you.
Whatever.
All right, continue. Continue.
So you've got different categories of peoples and their mentalities and their intuition and what they want.
Mhm.
And like I said before, I'm the light path, so I want nothing but good. Try to push nothing but good, and it's really hard to not sometimes go another route with things because you might get a faster result. But and I'm okay with some anti-hero shit. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to be the one catching it on the other end. But
What, you
there
mean
are
the idea
people
of
that
temptation? Because it's
take
like
one
when I
for
said
the team and do some scary shit.
when I said my magical ability would be destruction, it's like the reason I did that is because I'd want to use it for good, but I like the idea of having temptation every now and then. I don't know why. Like I don't like it being concrete, where it's like I like the
too
idea
am
of knowing I could do bad, but I choose
chaotic
not to.
good. I'm chaotic good, so
Right.
don't get me wrong. I enjoy a little bit of the pot being stirred.
Yeah, you'll heal a weapon at time to
Which
time.
is, again, like I said, we're human, like we're wired the way we are. But, some people are more risque than me. Oh,
Yeah.
got some balls that I don't have, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not last, because there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but for the movies at least,
Yeah.
The Old Ways. I tried very hard. I was in and out of it. No lie, I don't even remember what the ending was. It was very it was definitely made on a budget, and I'm pretty sure they only had like
yeah.
3 filming locations, like that little hut they were in.
I
So,
had a
like,
feeling that was gonna play a role into why you didn't like it, and I get
yeah,
that
it was
totally,
very close
actually.
confided, where it's like it's not like it's bad close confided. It's just not on a level I appreciate, like with The Descent, where it's like they're in a
Yeah.
cave the entire. But the way it's done, it's a lot more allocated. This it just
Mhm.
seemed very rudimentary. Talking,
It
where it's like,
it
why are
could
you
have been
here, sister?
shortened,
I'm
I
here to
think.
save you. Is that the
Yeah.
woman that's going to do this? Yeah, it's very back and forth, where I was like, they're not really flexing. Almost, it seems very like to the point. I like the imagery, but I just didn't
Mhm.
appreciate the script writing. It seemed very high
Yeah.
school oriented, where it was like very
Was
linear.
it? I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know if it was actually originally in another language or
If it
written
was, I
by
would have
somebody
preferred that. It seemed
from
like an
another language. Because
American.
if you remember, there's a lot of like Spanish, I think, because they're not in America or where this is happening. So I'm wondering if it was actually originally written in a different language.
Right.
That might have been the case.
That would have been
Actually.
better. It was just
Yeah.
very basic for me. But it wasn't. I'm
Yeah.
not saying like with the horror and like films in general, like regardless.
Not a blockbuster, but
Right. Right. Exactly.
yeah.
Besides that, I want to switch over, ironically, because I knew this was going to be a short episode. And I wanted to try to flex it
Yeah.
out, but I don't have a whole lot. I want to talk about. Well, first I want to say congratulations, even though there's like no one in the chat right now. I want to say congratulations to Jelly, because that's insane that she got first
Yeah.
place on that aerial competition thing.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty cool. Because if you've ever seen her like do her thing on the aerial like hoop or whatever, it's so
yeah.
fluent. She does it like it's
Yeah.
legit professional
Yeah.
level, where it's like she's just moving in a motion that's like it's hard to see
She's
a flaw
vibing.
almost. Right.
Yeah.
It's almost like water the way it's orchestrated.
Yeah.
So that's phenomenal to me.
I like it.
Yeah. Besides that, moving on to Twitch. I've had an opinion about Twitch for a while.
Yes.
And I feel like I need to get it off of my chest. And I don't think
Let's go.
even though I said earlier I wanted to save it for like a Twitch oriented themed stream, but seeing that this is Monster School, I don't really want to make a themed like Twitch episode. It'd be weird. I want to keep it the confines of horror almost.
Yeah, especially since this ends up going on YouTube anyway.
Right, that's the thing. I just extract it.
Yeah.
Twitch is a platform. Yeah, Twitch originally started, to my knowledge, as a platform for gaming, which phenomenal. Whatever. Then
it was probably gaming dominated.
Right. Gaming dominated, and then the just chatting was secondary, as opposed to now it's pretty much the opposite.
Yeah, since the pandemic, it really, chatting's where it's at.
Like, if you're in Australia, that's all they do, because they can't go outside, so everybody's just streaming. I mean, when I worked at my old job at Best Buy, it's like everybody would come in and just be like, I need a computer, just for that reason.
Yep.
It then blossomed into what I know now, and what I somewhat appreciate, which is creator-oriented. I like the idea, and this is more so, obviously this is my own opinion, I like the idea of people starting with a blank piece of paper and basically playing God. A lot like with writing, a lot like with art, a lot like with like cooking, a lot like with doing anything. They're creating something beautiful from it. They're creating what is in their head out loud. A lot with, even if it's a streamer that's just chatting, they're creating something. They want to create something.
They're creating an environment.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. It's the environments that are created that makes Twitch amazing. Because if you go in, like, it's literally almost like stepping into a different movie, where it's like, oh, they have these type of emotes, this.
That's
and you're
exactly what it is. It's like going to a new set. Whenever you click a channel to go to, it's kind of like strolling down the street, looking through shops, and going, "Oh, this place looks cool." Just dive in.
My problem with Twitch is I'm so fucking tired with streamers conceding to the ideals of what other streamers are doing just as a safety net. Meaning, when a streamer is in a hot tub with a bikini on and doing whatever, ASMR licking, bits and that. I'm tired of hearing the fucking response. Good on them. They're doing them. They're getting paid. They're doing this. And this is coming from a creator standpoint. I personally don't agree with any of them. And a lot of them are the streamers I love. They're like, oh, she's grinding. She's getting money. She's doing this.
Yes.
It's...
So you know how like HBO, for example. HBO has, or Showtime, throughout the day, you have your...
We need a Twitch after dark, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's
that
not
I can
that
actually definitely agree with.
Because it's one thing, like, my personal, like, by definition... Oh, whoa. Are you still there?
Yeah.
I just totally Where did my screen go? I used my fingers to shift the entire... all of my screens are gone.
Uh-oh.
How did I do that? All right,
do Control Z.
Control Z. No. I'm back on my original page. Like, I did 3 fingers and everything went this way and it started a new... I'll figure it out. This is weird, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm literally looking at nothing.
That's weird. That is weird.
My opinion is this. It's... I'll just say this. Wow. It's so hard to come out with it, but I got to. I think it's a form of prostitution, what they're doing. I'm giving them currency, aka in the form of either bits or subs, and they act on it, sometimes in a sexual manner. But the thing is, they're not doing 10 squats for exercise is my fucking point. That's the thing here. They're doing it to showcase themselves, which is meant for, in my opinion, a Twitch after dark. I don't get the fucking point of me going to the art category and seeing people that literally are doing Mona Lisa style works of art and new trend art and art I've never seen before, and they only have 10 fucking views.
Well, okay.
Break it down for me, because I'm about to get really angry because I like it working myself up.
As one of them.
Yeah. Speaking for the 10 viewers.
As one of them. I'll be honest with you. I do like your idea of the After Dark category, because that would definitely help pull us. Because I get people that get a little confused when they see the way, like, God forbid I dress up one night like even just like this. You know, people kind of get the wrong idea. And it's like, no, I'm actually,
but it's not intentional,
I actually do stuff.
Is what I'm saying. If somebody's just chatting and they're wearing a low-cut shirt, not knowing there's a low-cut shirt.
The reason why they have 10,000 people throwing money at them is supply and demand. People don't want to watch creative art this way. They want to pay to make the monkey dance. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, that's why, like, here's some coins, do a trick. That's what the thousands of people want.
There's porn sites
it's not
for that.
Really
why are they allowing it on Twitch? That's what I don't get.
Because
you're allowing the filth to come in because it's revenue for you. So you're basically bastardizing your own name, which was set up by gaming and creativity to make a quick buck, but you're not struggling for money. So why are you doing it? It's harming your own thing. I mean, even Twitch has come out and set up like rules and standards against these things.
Those rules and standards only apply to those that aren't reeling in money.
Right. It's so weird. And at the end of the day, I get it. It's just a website, but
it's very hit or miss when it comes to these punishments that they give out for violating terms of service, because there's a lot more fucked up shit that happens other than, you know, this one showed too much skin. This one threw their fucking cat, or fed it alcohol, or, you know, like, dude beat his wife. You know, like, it takes a lot of the community to, like, be like, yo, Twitch, look at this shit. Do this. Do something before they'll do something about it. But God forbid you have a little bit of skin slip. You know, like...
It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense, and I get thoroughly pissed off.
Don't apply to everybody.
It took me. I've been on Twitch for years, and it took me years to find you. And you're one of the most talented people I know. You know what I'm saying?
I've only been around a little bit. So
that's why it took me so fucking long. But no,
my year anniversary was last Monday.
Yeah. Salutized. How's it going, buddy? My point is,
It's frustrating,
I
I
only follow
understand.
17 people. That's my point. And
I
I've been on
wish I
here.
could say the same.
Right. No, well, it's not no fault of that because I only follow 17 people because I'm only interested in creativity. That's my spark.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
Yeah.
makes me happy. Like, to see Nicole cook or you paint or Jelly do her. Like, everybody has a creative nature about them,
Yeah.
which is inside them. And this isn't at all bastardizing, like, the people that are doing gaming or anything like that. I'm not a huge gamer, so I don't get into that. I like the
Yeah,
creation.
because even with the gamers, the ones doing very well are fucking insanely skilled at the game. You can't
Right.
help but be like, oh shit, I don't do this, but respect. You know, like when you see someone doing something at a high skill level, that's kind of like what this is supposed to be about.
Skill. That's the thing. The format is very misconstrued about who they are allowing. I don't know. It's so difficult because
It's tricky because there's so many very good skills that are over sexualized by that same viewer base that's causing this kind of issue. Because that's what I'm saying. It's not really the streamer, they're not
I know
helping
what you're
it,
saying
but like
exactly. It's like
it's the viewers, it's
it's
the
like you're
demand.
watching uh basically, okay, pretend there's multi-channels in Twitch,
Yeah.
right? There's PBS, Pornhub, HBO Max, Netflix, all these things, right?
Only
Say
fans. Oh,
okay, hold
right.
on. I'm
But-
saying if you're spending all your time in the Pornhub section, right, that channel, and then you raid out to PBS,
Yeah.
you're going to view that PBS viewer differently, more like an object, and not
Yes.
follow that person. Thus far, PBS will have lower ratings, even though they are subsequently more impressive
Now,
than Pornhub. They
I've
need
never
to separate
been
it.
rated by somebody like that, luckily. My raids have been really cool. Like the
Right.
big raids were like insanely relevant. Like they didn't like how did you even know to come here? Like I swear
Yeah.
it's like
Isn't
half
that
my
weird? Where it's
reaction
like,
'cause
how did you
I had
find me?
Harry Horror Show, who is amazing. He does like podcasts about all things horror, fantasy, true crime. Like he's dope as fuck, and
Right.
he found me, and I was like, holy shit, I don't even know who you are. Who is this? And I looked it up. I'm in his stream all the time now because I'm not active, but I'm listening because he's so cool, and it's like I'm so glad like you found me. And then Jay Muse, which okay, yo, perfect, Jersey, weed.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, um, but I've never had someone like totally I guess Lyle
You got this. Lyle Dahl?
he no Lyle the Lizard, or
Okay.
yeah, I think that's it. He's really funny, but he's also really cool. Does something way different from me. He takes calls from people, and it's not that he's a therapist, but he kind of like makes you.
Oh my gosh, I know
questions
what you're
your
talking about. The guy that looks like a
responsibility.
gecko, right?
Yes.
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 I know, I was there. He is
Dude.
cool.
He's so cool. So it's like, all right, not even remotely close to my category, but cool as fuck. So I'll pop into his and I'll listen. And I love the way he does it. Like, he's so
Right.
clever. He's so clever. And you're like, okay, so the suit's a gimmick because you're a fucking genius. Got it. Like,
Yeah.
so you can't help but sit there. It's a skill. He's
Yeah.
got a skill with people. And it's like, I found some really cool people this way, but I've never gotten attention from that side of the Twitch. So
Mhm.
I guess I would feel differently had they brought that kind of crowd to my house. Yeah, that would not be pleasant. It wouldn't
Right.
be good because I know what those viewers want.
Yeah.
And it's not to come in and respect me, you know?
Well, it's just messed
so
up
it's
too.
going to be a problem.
Because I looked up
I'm sure some would, but I'm sure it'll be plenty of, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Problems.
I can tell with you. Sometimes you breach that sexual threshold, but every time when you don't want to talk about something sexual, you always do that. You
Yeah,
always say the
very,
same
like-
term, 2 words. You're like, you know. I'm like,
You know?
okay. But no, it's sad
I do a
because I'm
lot of
pretty
that's
sure
what she said, you know,
to
like
stream on Twitch, you have to be 13 or older.
Really?
Yeah,
I assumed 18.
I thought that too, but I looked it up last night. It was either 6. Hold on, I'll just verify.
Do you have
it so
to
it
be
doesn't
like
happen
with parental consent? Is it like getting a tattoo? I'm so confused.
on Twitch because it blew my. It's a young age.
No, I know YouTube. It's young because you've got like Ryan's
13.
World and
13 years old. People aged between 13 and 18 may only use Twitch if their parent or guardian agrees to the terms.
Okay.
So even so,
Okay.
the parents agree to it and they're allowed to Twitch. My point of view is there's stuff on it. Like, it's so bastardizing for young people. You know what I'm saying? Because there's things in channels, like there's stuff in this channel that we've talked about where it's like I wouldn't want like my little brother to hear. I wouldn't want like just like it's very interesting. Yeah, continue.
Mark your stream as 18 and up.
Right, but that's not going to stop them.
Sure, but that's why the parents shouldn't give permission if they don't want their kids being exposed to things that are 18 and up.
That's true. That's true.
Same thing goes with YouTube. I'm constantly like a fucking hawk on the phone when my daughter is on goddamn YouTube because it's kids
Dangerous.
YouTube, but it's also got some fuck shit on there that she doesn't need to be exposed to, you know. And just because you put little cartoon characters on the screen doesn't change the narrative I'm hearing.
Right.
And I'm like, whoa, I gotta grab it, stop it. Like, nope, we're not doing that. Go back.
My second.
Explain why you can't listen to this shit is the hard part. Just be like, what's wrong? I thought that was cool. Like,
my second problem with Twitch, and it is a very difficult thing, and I wish it like this was like an open speech I could say to everybody. One of the most unhealthiest things I've ever seen in real life, but mostly on Twitch these days, is putting people on pedestals. Because it can financially damn you. So I've left maybe 20 streamers I followed. One streamer I followed for the beginning, ever since the beginning, years. And I unfollowed her because it's exactly the thing I hate, which is the pedestal effect, which is, we love you, you're amazing. Like, the adoration is a bit much for me. In terms of everybody praise this individual. Because I could tell the people were dropping paychecks and paychecks and paychecks, which is fantastic. But it can be financially damning to people who are young that are on Twitch. Because it can be very addicting to send a bit, send 2 bits, send 3 bits.
Oh, dude, even for adults, it's yeah. Once you see them hype trains coming, you're like, well, maybe I can do like 5. You know?
I was gonna say the same thing. Because as a streamer, it's difficult too. Because the ultimate form of temptation, where it's like, hey, I'll give you 5,000 bits to do this, and then they do it, and you're like, oh my gosh, they give me 5,000 bits, I'll do this, and it's like this endless cycle of like, it's just, it's not that it's right. It's not that it's unhealthy, healthy. It's just. It's a web that you really shouldn't be in. You should treat it as like you pay a ticket to watch Jimmy Fallon, but you shouldn't be giving him dollars throughout the performance almost. I don't know. How do you... I'm having a very hard way of phrasing this, but I don't like people being over admirizing where it's like, I'm in chat sometimes, and the thing that like cringes me is when people talk about the streamer so they notice what they said in chat, where it's like... You know, say, give me a name so it doesn't sound like I'm, like, attacking anyone.
Joe.
Okay. It's like, I really hope Joe doesn't read this comment because, it, like, I don't know. Like, things like, where it's like, it's heavy admiration. I don't like people being consumed by a streamer. That's my point of view.
That's, okay, but that's not really on the streamer because that's, again, on the viewer. If they're a over-affectionate type of person, they will be even on the internet.
Right, but the streamer's just as guilty because they buy into it. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're not buying into shit. The people are.
How do you mean?
The streamer is doing whatever the streamer is going to do. If people want to throw money every 10 seconds at them, that's on the people. The streamer's still going to do whatever the fuck the streamer's doing.
You're right.
I mean...
You're right. I don't know.
And it's like a loud tip jar, you know? People are going, here's my tip, but hey, notice me. Hey, this is from me. Hey, me. Hey. Look. Yeah. I appreciate you. You know, so, like, that's why you got to stop what you're doing and be like, oh, my God, dude, thank you so much for the support. Because that's what it is. You know, people just want to be acknowledged for the good that they do. Because they don't hear it enough in day-to-day life.
You're right. I usually don't admit when I'm wrong, but you're right. It's just I don't know.
And I do see what you mean. Okay, so like kind of referencing to gaming. When Counter-Strike, I was a big fan of Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike Global Offensive came out. Cool, new Counter-Strike, and then they included the marketing system where it was all about trading and crates and buying keys to open the crates. And the next thing you know, it's everyone's so obsessed with gambling and spending money to get that next thing. It's an illness that is happening to our generation and the younger ones now from just the internet.
Right.
It's provided all over the place. Whether Twitch does it, I mean, you've got all of them do it. I see people on TikTok. I assume the roses and shit are actually like money or something. I don't know. I don't TikTok. I'm still
Yeah, they are.
TikTok dumb. But like, and it's constantly rose shit, and it's all over the place now. That's how they do it.
It's
Although,
weird.
how nice would it be if you were at work and you could have random people come up to you and be like, "Hey, dude, you're doing a kick-ass job. Here's $500. I'll see you fucking never."
That's my point of view.
That
where
would
it's
be
like,
so cool.
do you know anybody that gives this much admiration for anybody in real life? It's like when I talk to you or talk to you through chat, you're not on a pedestal.
No,
But if you go into other chats where you're vibing,
I'm confident. Don't get me wrong. I get funny about it and be like, "This bitch, I'm a fucking goddess," But like, no, I get uncomfortable. I do have. Oof, I hope this doesn't bite me in the ass. I do have some that have rotated through the stream through the year. That when they are around, they are very. It's much. It's much, and I get awkward about it because I don't want that, like, and everyone knows Basics is my husband, and shit. So like when you're like overly clingy, it's like, ooh, hey, you're getting the wrong idea, and I don't want to give you more attention now because like I gotta reroute how I'm gonna go about this because apparently someone got the wrong idea.
yeah.
So like there's been
that's
that
the
a
double
few times.
Horcrux because women get it more than men. The female aspect where it's like they're coming in for other reasons than just to be either the guy that admires and the guy that wants to inspire to get with you someday.
Yeah, there's that, and I see it a lot with even my male streamer homies. There's some thirsty people, and it's like, if you like, I will lay it down, especially if someone completely crosses a line. I will like, excuse you, you're gonna read the vibe real quick. I joke around. There are a few like girls in the stream that come in like friends I've had for a while that I'll goof around with, but like I'm not trying to like flirt with every motherfucker that comes up into my stream, and yikes.
Right.
So like, and I see it happening if you don't squash it where you're like, listen, it's flattering, but like pull it back, like control yourself a little bit. It's
so this guy
not
that
necessary.
was just in chat, I feel like a shitheel salutized. He's a pretty heavy streamer. I've been in his chat. I didn't recognize the name, but he's another guy where it's like I go into his chat. It's like there's no admiration. Like it's just weird. It's like I love vibing with people as individuals, like in real life, where it's like you and me, we're just talking.
Well, the truth is, the problem is there's not enough people like us out there.
You're right.
That's what it is. Like,
game over.
We are the unicorn of the internets.
Yeah, true. Well, that's pretty much the ending argument too. It's like the unicorns of the internet, where it's like, unfortunately,
we just want to hang out and not gain anything off of people. Damn it, except a good time.
Just a good time. That's it. I just want you to talk to me. Like that's weird when people come in. They're like, "Sorry, I can't sub this week." It's like I don't give a shit. Just fucking talk.
Right, and it's like I truly like people that are viewers of Twitch. Please listen, hear me.
Hear her,
please. Yeah, it's really cool when someone comes into your chat and goes, "Oh shit, I'm gonna give 10 gifts subs out or whatever," and it's super helpful. Don't stop doing it. But but the reason the streamers continue is from the ones that just show up, just come hang out, please. Like that's what it's all about. If you didn't come in and hang out, we would have fucking nothing to do.
Yep.
Like it would be a shit show. So like your time is what's precious, not your fucking money. Like, if you choose to spend half an hour with me, I'm fucking blessed because someone out there goes, "Yo, man, this person's cool enough to hang out with," and fucking thank you, because I'd be depressed without that. So, like, just vibe. If you can't fucking spend money, don't spend money. It doesn't matter. Just be there.
No, it's 100% because the streamer, you speak literally, you just got me choked up about it. I did it again.
I'm sorry. Again, I'm dead. I'm sorry.
The streamer that I followed for a long time, and like I thoroughly like it was just fun to be there. I was there when nobody was there. I was there when people were there. It was just fun to be around. It became so much so, and obviously good on her end, like 100% support. It became more of like a casino oriented stream where it's like, oh, just to let you know, I do have the $5 this alert on and this, and they're like constant alerts of bits, donation, more power to her because she was making money.
It's funny because people have been complaining that I'm not advertising the fucking beans.
It's
like
an
if you
interesting
happen
thing.
to find it,
I think
like good
the
on
idea
you,
is those
but I'm not announcing that shit.
those people that are asking that, they should appreciate what they have now. Because the thing is, once that becomes too much, it becomes too much. Because it became too much to me. I'd always revisit her stream. I still do. Every now and then pop in, and she doesn't know to this day that I unfollowed. But I pop in like once every 6 months, and I'll talk a little bit. I'm like, finally, I'm back. But sure enough, like she gets so many things that are money-esque, and more power to her because it is creative. What she's doing is creative, 100%. But I feel at a certain point in a streamer's career, they have a choice to make once they reach a certain threshold. It's either going to be a revenue-oriented stream, which this can lead to another argument, obviously, because people do live off Twitch completely, wholeheartedly, no other form of income whatsoever. And then there's people that aren't. There will be a choice down the road that you will have to make where you're either going to sacrifice yourself in a way to make money, aka certain pool-oriented things or ASMR-oriented things. Yeah, I brought it back. Or you're gonna find
get a fucking blow-up tub.
Yeah, just do it
and fuck with you one night. Be like, look, guys, painting from the tub.
Why is she working with watercolors? She got water in that pool.
Only I'll be the only one you've seen on Twitch in t-shirt and jeans inside the tub.
Right. Well, there's this one streamer. I walked in to mess with her. She was like, "Oh, do you want me to get in the tub for $5?" I'm like, "If you put red dye in that tub and pretend it's blood, I will give $10. Right? Make it a vampire."
I'm inspired. I'm like, wait.
But my point is this: it's like you need to find a way to implement yourself into the revenue-oriented thing and keep it so the revenue's underneath almost, so you still shine. So many people do such a poor job of it, where it's like they focus too much on that revenue. They don't realize they're losing the people that are giving them success. Because I'd rather have 23 viewers that appreciate me than 1,000 viewers that would donate to me that wouldn't appreciate to me. But the argument lies again. There are some streamers, like unlike myself, which rely on this as a job. This is their revenue, and they are trying their hardest to get a quick buck. So the temptation is extra hard for them not to succumb to the ideas of money and to ritualize themselves, whether it be hot tub, ASMR, like just doing things sexually oriented because they know the revenue is not out on the other services. That can be difficult, but again,
we all know sex sells. You know,
sex sells, but sometimes you got to go through hell to get to heaven, and unfortunately, in today's day and age, kids aren't willing to suffer. It's like, as a guy that has dealt with depression and anxiety and like things for almost his entire life, I know what suffering is. I know the meaning. You know what sadness is. I know what suffering is. The fact that you're not willing to suffer means you're not willing to grow.
That's just because people focus on short-term good, long-term bad. They don't bother going, okay, let me think for a moment. What could happen later? Like, what will this lead to? What will my actions lead to later? That's not a fucking thought anymore. They'll just like, fuck it, it'll work out.
Right.
And it's like, oh, you're going to be tired. You're going to be tired because I lived that way for quite a bit. And let me tell you, I am tired. And it took me too damn long.
Right. It's the copy and paste effect now, though. It's trending. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You had the redhead chick that does the hot tub streams. Like, somebody saw that work, they copied and pasted, copied and pasted, copied and pasted, copied and pasted. Now everybody's fucking doing it, and they have no idea what's going on with Twitch anymore. I log into Twitch, and it's like, it's just a scatterfuck of everything. It's like their cookies aren't enabled, where I'm not seeing what I want to see. It shouldn't take me, again, I follow 17 fucking people. It takes me months to find an individual to follow that I feel is genuine to the point of leading to something or being successful in some way or creative in nature or being themselves.
You know what? That's another thing, actually, I guess, to talk about, because man, fuck it.
Just get it out. Yeah.
I know, and I
Just
just
fucking get it
don't want
out.
people.
Like, what do you think?
I don't want
Don't.
people to think I'm aiming to like. I'm a very forward person about things. I just gotta like accept it.
If you're a
So
forward
okay,
person, be forward.
when it comes to categories,
Yeah.
right? Categories. You've got a shit ton of streamers that aren't in it to become a big streamer or successful like this and this, and they just kind of like they just do it in their free time when it's fun. How do it's hard for people that are trying to make this work as
I
a
love how you
career.
gesture towards my lovely bride's painting that you're putting extra.
Like it's hard for us when it's so we're so watered down because a few
Then you
people
look at that one girl in the pool
feel
that's
like
just sitting in a
sketching
chair.
online that night or playing Fortnite with their homies and stuff. You know, like we're so watered down, nobody sees us, and
Right.
it's hard, and it is hard. But like, I guess that could be another category thing where like casual streamer,
Or creative,
you know,
or like they're just doing a
like
shit job at marketing. It's like people are interested in art, but if you're putting the fucking section for ASMR and hot tubs and like all this stuff, like it's so poorly categorized and marketed. It's like half the people on here. Oh no, you know what? Fuck it.
Oh, you know what? Better yet, why can't we have multiple fucking categories when we go live? Why do I just have to say art?
Right.
Why can't I say horror, thriller, art?
Oh, I thought you said.
Because
I thought you started with it. I was on board because I was like, oh, she really broke the floor. I thought you were like, why can't we have a horror category? You're like, yeah, get it. I was like, get it.
but still, yeah, actually.
Well,
you
that's
know
the thing.
what?
No,
Why the
that's
fuck
ingenious
not?
because if you could
So-
tag yourself in multiple categories and you were a hot tub streamer and you put hot tub streamer just alone, they know that's all you have to offer. And if you were to tag gaming with that, a gamer would come in and be like, you're not gaming. I'm going to send an alert saying you're not gaming and you're utilizing this. That's ingenious.
Right?
That's ingenious.
Just let us be more specific about what the fuck we're doing, because there are plenty of times I'm painting video game characters that are hella relevant, like fucking
Right.
Link fighting Ganon.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many gamers would have came and chilled for that one?
A lot.
But no,
Just
none
chatting.
of them go, oh,
Art.
you know what? Let me look into art. No, they're like Zelda stuff. Oh, look, everyone's playing this fucking Zelda game. No, some people are drawing it, painting it, writing fucking fan fiction about it. Like, dude, there's give me more details.
Yeah.
That would fix everything, actually.
It would.
We solved it.
Because I
we
mean, when
solved the Twitch crisis.
Yeah, we really did. Because I would like a horror category or so. Horror category. Like it'd just be so much more interesting. Because when I was starting, I was looking at 2 tags. And I'm like, talk show podcast, just chatting. Talk show podcast, just chatting.
Yeah, I think it's a good option.
I don't have anything else. I'm just there, and I'm like, what the hell?
I don't even like Twitch doesn't know what to label me because okay, after you stream and stuff, if you go into your dashboard and go through your settings, it'll show you like what tags are being used to find your channel.
Right.
I've had some very interesting things. Right now, currently, let me think about it. Right now, currently, it's furries, chatting, art, and then podcast, I think was but I was like, but then a few weeks ago, it was some other random, and I was like, anime, I think was part of it, and I was like,
okay.
like, that's random. And what was the other? There was another one where I was like, I'll have to just start posting whatever Twitch thinks that like I should label myself because it's been very interesting. I don't know where they got the furry part. I got a lot of furries in our community, but I don't have any ears growing or anything I know of. So
Right. So
it's been weird.
before we go away, I got two announcements. Well, I want to pick your mind for a second, and I want to say next week we're doing thrillers, and it's the first week. I don't know if you saw the intro that I sent you.
Oh no, you know what? I didn't. I fell asleep
Cool.
after stream. Sorry.
Watch it now. I'm making you watch it.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll watch it right now.
We're gonna sit in silence.
And now we're just
that's what you
sit
get.
in silence. Oh goodness, it's gonna interrupt your stream,
I
so
don't
you know.
care.
Okay, I've seen that. Welcome to Monster School.
Wait till you see the
How
main
long
intro.
do you think it takes people to read?
I based it on how long it took me to read it. Thanks a lot, asshole. Piece of shit. I hate you. Well, hopefully you're happy with that little comment about my reading skills. I was like, this channel is not... I have a hard time reading.
I'm one of those assholes that have subtitles on. I'm one of those.
But no, watch the credits.
My God.
Credits I did. Past her intro.
Okay. Starring the Monster King. Nice house. Mama talks. Creepy doll. What the fuck? Why's it gotta be a doll for?
I don't know.
Ugh. Monster school.
And then it transitions into our episode. I'm changing out her intro with every theme because she pre-recorded all the themes for me. So next week will be thrillers, and then I have a gore, so it keeps going and going and going.
Okay.
And then I think for a season finale, I haven't decided if it's going to be the season finale or it'll be the start of the next season. I'll let you decide because it'll take a lot of weight off my shoulders. Do you think the last episode or the first episode should be Tim Burton?
Ooh. Good question.
Because if I do I was thinking the first episode of the next season, just solely because I could plan like a horror event for the end of the season, which is more interactive for people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I feel like I could have a lot more creativity wise in terms of like marketing too, where it's like.
I think end of season would make sense because now that we've had our growing pains because this was kind of like a hey, do you want to try this? And like now it's
that's cool. I was watching the first episode, which looked like shit. Like you're just there and you're like, you have the thing on, and so I'm over. I have no lights. I'm in the back of like a thing, and I'm just like, hey. And at the end, it's like, this is fun. You want to do it next week? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah.
Like yeah, fuck it, we could do.
It is cool to see the progression. Second episode, you're like, I should get lights to match. You're like, yeah, and I'm like, I should get a light.
Yep. There's been, and don't worry, like next week it's gonna get even better. So
I'm excited. That's been in the back of my head. I've been like, something's happening.
So I think our finale should be here's what we got. You know, like
planned for the next season.
Boom. Here's our like final, and then because here's the thing.
But what do you mean by that? Do you mean like here's what we got for the next season?
You said the season finale.
Right. I was wondering, do you think we should use a Tim Burton topic, like his movies, as the season finale, or the start of the next season?
Season finale.
Okay.
Because I'm more confident that both of us can talk a little bit more professionally and like
about
on a actual knowledge
go out on a high
level
note
about Tim Burton and his work. Then we really have been able, because everything else is all the categories are, you know, like there's a lot. So it's like here's this that I remember, here's this that I remember. When it comes to Tim Burton, there's a lot to him. Burton. A lot we can put a lot more like knowledge into it instead of just opinion.
And we've seen all his films anyways. I haven't seen what is it? Oh, what is it? It had Sam Jackson in it and the chick Ava Green, Miss Purguri's Children.
Oh, I haven't either, and there's a reason for it. Oh fuck!
Yeah, that's the only movie I haven't seen, but
I got that book years ago, and I fucking loved that book. That book. Cool. Oh, that's
cool. That's the only one we have to see that we haven't seen of his then.
Yeah.
All right. Second of all, I want to do something. Well, it's more of a wish. So last night I told you in chat I want an auction to happen. I really want to do a fucking auction. Like we can market Hey, Sharknado week is here, Mama.
Sharknado!
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
We were talking about you earlier.
Hey, okay. Miss Pettigrew is home for particular children. I want to do a live. Pedigree.
I'm just gonna make him suffer. Don't correct him.
I want to do a live. I want to do an auction through this show. I think that would be cool because I think I can market to multiple people. And if you'd want, it wouldn't have to be something big. It could be like the octopus if it doesn't sell, or you could make something fresh, but something monster oriented. and we just do an auction, and we could do like a spotlight on you. We could end with a influencer spotlight on you. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? You
I'm
like it?
down.
I could tell. I could tell you're
That's cool, because I was actually thinking about doing an auction piece recently. And I was
right.
like, I should do something like that. So I think someone brought it up the other day in chat. And I
That was
like,
me,
"Let's
you
do that
asshole!
again."
I literally said it.
Not last night. Wait, no,
Okay.
not last night. It was a few weeks ago. That's what I'm saying. I think someone in chat brought it up, and I was like, I haven't done that. Like, so it was already kind of brewing back there. And then now that like I'm about to be done with commissions, I'm like, I can actually consider this now.
I think that would be fun. I think having like an interactive auction, and then I'll do something on my end. Like the proceeds of the auction obviously go to you, and then we could do I want to do a charity event too.
Yes.
I want it to be like a hybrid. And I was thinking, because by the time we hit the season finale, it'll obviously be more towards spring and summer. So we'll probably be, well, at least me, seeing that I'm outside right now, I'll be able to do a longer podcast without freezing my ass off. I'm thinking we do a Tim Burton episode.
Yeah.
But throughout the episode, we do the auction.
Yeah.
We'll do a charity fund.
Yeah.
And something bigger doing with monsters that I want to make, where it's like, holy fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something big. We could think on it, but I'm very excited. I think that would be cool, because we got a ways to go. I'm pretty sure we got like 9 more. If we do this once a week, we got like 9 more weeks, 10 more weeks of this. And then we'll hit the Tim Burton mark. But I want to do something big where it's like, join us next time, where people are more inclined to come back. Because right now, it's like you said, like the first season is more of us building rapport.
This has been,
you know what I'm saying? Getting
what
us
we want,
right,
I guess.
getting a feel of everything, how things look, the vibe, and all that.
Yeah.
The next season is when we hone the audience and we actually start teaching more about horror. Lucky for the people that are here now, it's like they're still learning. But the next season's
to be
the
fair, a lot of
2.0.
people haven't really known anything about the movies that we've been mentioning, so there has been plenty of learning.
Right? Yeah. And I'm excited too. I don't know if you're going to be upset by it, but we got to redo the zombies episode, obviously, because I was the dumbass that put the Michael Jackson video on for 30 minutes that got it banned.
I was like, I should have said something.
You should have said something.
I was like, well, like,
I don't know.
We're like, we're going to watch this, right? I said, oh, right now? Like, I was like, oh, we're doing this? Like,
I don't know.
Okay. Like,
well, the problem is I knew it would get banned on Twitch. I didn't know if I extracted it, it would got banned on YouTube. I didn't know they didn't allow. So that was my bad. But it's cool because I want to talk about Fido. I saw Fido again, and I want to talk about Fido again.
Word.
But yeah, so I guess we're done for this week. Next week will be our official start with the official intro for Monster School, which has Gail Bright, who is our Morticia, who's basically our Elvira, who's going to be introing. Besides that, guys, I thank you all for coming in. We're going to raid Gamer Hales, who looks a lot like, what's her name? Oh my gosh, she looks exactly like Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, come on. Elizabeth Olsen. Never mind.
I'm not the names person. You are.
I'm sorry. Oh, we should have talked about Scarlet Witch. She's a witch. Well, she's not horror. Elizabeth Olsen, thank you. Oh, she's a genius. I love her so much. Anyways, we're rating out. Next week's going to be big. We're going to be talking about thrillers, and we're going to have our first official intro. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Tell her, say hi, Scarlet Witch, or something. I don't know.
Hi, Scarlet Witch.
Not you.